Hey, y'all, there's only 52 Mondays in a year, so you got to make every one of them count. And today we are drinking Old English 800. Happy Malt Liquor Monday, y'all.
Old English, say it one more time. Old English, that smooth old grind. Old English, keep it cool, keep it right.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give your unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer that we are drinking and reviewing. And in this case, it's a malt liquor. It is Malt Liquor Monday. Happy Malt Liquor Monday to us all. Once again, Wes is joining us, and we were just talking.
Punishment.
Yeah, he is. Must have lost
Community service, really. I think that's what he's having to do is court-ordered community service.
Yeah. No one would choose to do this, right? So anyway, with that, there's Andy in the attic. There's Jay. Wes, thanks for joining us again. I'm Ben. What are we drinking today?
Me and Ben get the little boys.
Heavy lifting.
Old English
It's pretty
800.
heavy. I will say that. This thing is heavy.
I mean, on
Go ahead, beer
Wes-
again.
Wes's camera, that looks more like gasoline.
Yeah.
than it does.
It's the same colors like the floor polish.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Got you 2.5 pounds of beer there, Andy.
I just want to bring to light the comically small cap, the
Right.
opening for such a large bottle.
I
mean, does
figured
anybody-
it.
Go ahead, Jay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, man.
I was going to say, does anybody drink out of the bottle on that thing?
Yes, because you got the bottle in the bag. You know?
Do you? I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
I figured I'd go old school. If we're going all out, I'm going with the ball jar. I'm going to put
Yeah.
my swill in there.
As
I
with
almost brought a solo cup.
It probably extract some flavor from the plastic, and it would probably actually help, right?
Quite possibly.
as with many other malt liquors, they include the freshness seal.
The freshness seal, yes, that's
Hold it in.
I don't think that's a freshness seal. That's an anti-tamper seal.
Yeah. All right, let's get this over with.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers.
You got the fancy glass.
Oh man, we're going all out.
I'm going the opposite. He's going fancy.
That is
You're
Old
pinky in
English.
the air for this one. It's old with an E. That's what makes it
That's
fancy.
right. This is like Pinky's out, right?
Oh, man.
gosh.
Old English 800, a malt liquor, as we mentioned, is at 7.5%. They describe it as having a smooth, rich taste with a slightly fruity aroma.
Who's they?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that, please? A smooth, fruity aroma with what?
A smooth, rich taste with a slightly fruity aroma. Ben, you need to get your one nair in there.
Whew. It's going to singe some nose hair.
Anywho, this was first released in 1964 as one of America's original malt liquor brands. Though it began not as Old English, but as Ruff's Old English Stout in the late 1940s. So before it was a malt liquor of this, it was Ruff's Old English Stout in the 1940s. It was brewed by People's Brewing Company in Duluth, Minnesota. So then it was rebranded as Old English 600 in the 1950s, not yet malt liquor. The brewery, the rights were sold to Bohemian Breweries in Spokane, Washington, then moved to the Blitz Weinhardt in Portland, Oregon. And it's at the Blitz Weinhardt Brewery in Portland that it was then rebranded as Old English 800 malt liquor, raising its strength and refining its recipe to fit the malt liquor style. It's not refined. It was just, I mean, it's not a refined beer. It was refined.
Did you say we get a refund?
Yeah. Pabst Brewing then acquired it in 1979, and then they too, as others did, marketed towards the urban contemporary markets. The 40 ounce was introduced in the late 1980s. Y'all, before y'all knock this, know that this is a gold medal winning beer. And in the 1990s, it won multiple golds at the Great American Beer Festival for the malt liquor category, of course.
I thought you were going to say one of gold is like a varnish or something.
It was then acquired by Miller Brewing Company in 1999. So Old English 800 is technically a Miller product. Miller Brewing Company, originally founded in 1855 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, founded by Frederick Miller, who's once a brewmaster to a German prince. And then Miller was then obtained by Molson Coors, yada, yada, yada. We've done these so many times. I want to get to the drinking.
What
do you got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah. What do you think Miller would say about this? He's brewing for a prince on.
Yeah.
His
He'd be like,
used.
"Oh, liquor, what's that?"
Yeah.
That's the first thing he would say. Was ist los? You know.
Oh, gosh. All right. Well, who's had this one before? Anybody actually ever had this?
High school.
I don't know. If I have, I've forgotten it. Yeah, that would have been intentional.
We didn't do this with the gag in college, but I don't think so.
No.
All right. I'll jump in and go first.
What? Did something happen?
Yeah.
Did the world rotate on its axis?
It always is every day.
When Ben goes first, he tends to like it.
So, not always. I don't know why we started doing malt liquor. I mean, I know who chose it, who came up with this bright idea. He actually records in his attic, but I'm hoping we're running out of these things. I'm not.
There's a finite amount, so yeah, it's not like.
This is not good. It reminds me a lot. I mean, I took the first couple sips, and I'm instantly taken back to like college when we had one summer. Jay, I think you were there. Andy, I think you might have
summer of beer pong and other games.
Yeah, that's what this reminds me of, because it was usually we bought the cheapest beer we could. It's awful.
Back in the day, where you actually put the beer in the cup and drank from it after that ping pong ball had been everywhere on the floor. Before we got wise and we're like, why don't we just put water in these?
Yeah, that was. I still
you had
believe
to do it properly. I mean, come on. Who knows what fungus was on that floor?
I still believe there's probably several diseases I either got or am now resistant to because of living in the maternity house that we did for so long. Anyway, this is.
I think that's why my hair stopped growing.
Yeah, Brian, this is probably.
I got out of there a year before y'all did, so maybe that's.
This is probably one of my least favorites of the ones that we've had so far, and that's saying something. I do not like this at all. It just isn't good. I give it a 3. I think it's bad. Jay.
Yeah, I figure it's only fair that we go first with the other two having to drink. Another pound of beer after we're through. So, Yeah, I mean, it's malty, it's sweet, it's bad, it's carbonated and bad, and I tend to agree with you, Ben. This one, out of the ones we've had so far, I'm not a huge fan of. And maybe it's some of the backstory on the others as well. This one has its backstory. Yeah, I get it, but you gotta like the names like King Cobra or Colt 45. I mean, they're strong names. This one just Old English brand 800. So it's gonna be a 4 for me. I think it's not as bad as the Fruit Force, but it's pretty awful.
What I hear you saying, Jay, is with a name like Old English, you expect more. That's what I hear you saying.
Yes, you do, especially when you put an E on the end of it.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. All right. Wes, why don't you go next? Andy says he's had this one, and you haven't. And
I may have had it.
Well, we always let Wes go last, and he's been on the show enough that he can go third.
Yeah, he's not so much a guest, like I said, court ordered
communities. Yeah. Right.
You're welcome, by the way.
My obligatory appearance.
Yeah.
So when Andy was reading off the description, and he used words like sweet and aroma and fruity, I was waiting for things like, tropical and citrus and noble hops. And thankfully, he did not say any of those words because none of that is in this. This tastes like a headache and a second mortgage. And it's funny that Jay mentioned that about the Fruit Force, because that was the beer that went through my head, having enjoyed that one. Not really enjoyed, but having had that one before, I did think to myself the same thing. It's not as bad as Fruit Force. However, it's not. This is the first time I've ever bought it. Also, coincidentally, the last time I will probably ever buy this. I mean, it's cold. It's got that going for it. There is, as y'all
You refrigerated it.
Exactly. There's some carbonation, and I mean, if you were looking to just get blackout drunk and hate life for the next day or two, this is it. But if you're wanting to really enjoy the art of beer making, this is probably not one I would recommend you pick up. So I'll split the difference between you fellas and say 3.5, because I may actually pick this over like a Keystone, oddly enough, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, the redeeming quality, I guess, is 7.5%.
Right.
For the alcoholics.
I'm gonna, and that's what I was thinking of. I was like, 7.5%. It drinks light. It doesn't drink like a 7.5%. I was like, and that's what made me think this does not feel heavy enough. So I was like, trying to find it, and this on the bottle says 5.9%. What does it say on y'all's cans? So it's not the high ABV like some others. Not all of them we've had have been the highest of ABVs. Like Mickey's wasn't that high, but it was in the very fine print in like the serving facts,
Oh yeah, let's see. 5.9.
How about that? I feel bamboozled. I didn't get the most out of my Old English 500. Yeah. Pulled a fast one. So it's 5.9. It's not 7.5. But
ask for that refund.
I believe on Old Untapped. Yeah. I'm going to go back to the gas station across town that I went to. Like, I got a break in at work in the morning. So it was like 10 o'clock in the morning. I went over there and like flopping it on the counter. Here's my snack.
Lunch.
Yeah. It's my appetite. I'm going to go in a completely different direction of y'all. After Hurricane, this is a welcome treat. that hurricane we described in that, and I fortunately I had it on the same page to describe the malt liquors as having high levels of fusel alcohol, which give off solvent or fuel-like aromas and flavors. That was Hurricane. This, I do not get that from this. I would drink this every day of the week before you would make me do a fruit force, by the way. So, of all the malt liquors, I put this up there kind of with the Colt 45. This is a better one. Now, not saying that this is going to be a filler beer of mine that I'm going to keep in the fridge, although with my freshness seal, I might, have a filler for a few more days. It just tastes like a macro to me, a cheap macro, which it is. And I think I'm going to be kind on this one. I'm going to give this one a 5. Yeah. I think after I got just scarred by hurricane, I might finish the bottle tonight, y'all. How about that?
See, this is where I really think Andy is just trying to placate us because he's making us do this to begin with. And then it's like, look, guys, it's really not that bad. So I think this is just a play by Andy. And I did try to get you to drink another fruit force, by the way, by sending it via a buddy of ours.
I gave it 2 sips and then I poured it.
Yeah. That was worth it for me. Thank you. Taste it again. It was worth the $3 for the beer.
He was acting rather shady, so that's why I was like, I'm not going to drink more of this until I actually see what he poured me, because it was a very familiar, pungent. Yeah,
right.
It's like drinking vinyl. That's the best way I could describe it.
Well, now I'll see if I can trick you with an Old English here in the future, or a hurricane.
The hurricane, I'll smell that a mile away. Yeah.
You mentioned
the carbonation. Good gosh.
Yeah. You mentioned the fusel alcohols, and you don't really get that in this one. But it does kind of taste like some of the home brews that I made in the beginning, where fermentation was not ideal and it may have gotten a little hot. And yeah, it's got that weird kind of malty yeasty. I don't know. This is fun, guys. Thanks.
Yeah. You made yourself some malt liquor.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go sell that right off, on the side of the road there.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You could also pour it in your gas tank.
Make yourself a malt liquor Monday. Every Monday is just go on the side of the road. Malt liquor Monday, y'all come down the road like a lemonade stand, but your MLM stand.
Yeah.
That is going to be a 3.9 for the Old English brand 800 here on Malt Liquor Macro Monday. And if you've made it this far, you're probably having to watch this for community service as well. We have obviously an extensive program for community service. Wes has, been on numerous times. I don't know what he keeps doing, but we don't care. We don't judge here. We just accept you, and you can come do some community service with Hopped Up Beer Review. Wes, definitely appreciate you joining us again for another beer.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all. It's always a good time. Sometimes the company is better than the beer, but yeah.
I don't know. We've had some really good beers on here, and we're just
yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining us again. We look forward to having you on a future episode. Come back and do this again next time the court orders you to do so. And we'll be happy to have you. With that, be sure to like, subscribe, cheers that notification bell. Check out all the links down below. And with that, for Andy in the attic and Jay and Wes, I am Ben. Thanks for watching. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Almost gone.
Working on it.
Old English, Old English. Say one more time. Old that smooth old grind.